What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the stream. I hope you guys have had a fantastic weekend since I last saw you guys. I think I was live once or twice last week, but yeah, I had some stuff I wanted to put together behind the scenes, but we're back. Super pumped to break down some charts, chat with you guys for a little while, and yeah, explain to you guys the new series trading challenge thing I'm going to be doing on stream. Figured it's time to spice things up a little bit, just bring something a little bit more interesting than the same day-to-day chart breakdown and whatnot. So I'm going to do a little bit of a challenge here. We'll see what we can do. And yeah, we're going to start with $100, see if we can turn that into 1,000. I mean, I've done it several times, but I'm going to take it slow with low risk. Most of the times that I've traded 100 up to 1,000, I'm usually over risking it, whether it works out or not. I'm just trying to get to that point. But this time we're going to be, maybe I'll go a little bit exceeding of my normal risk. We'll see how things are really going. I'm not going to go crazy in that sense. Usually I go like 1% risk on average. So, if I feel like going up to 2 or 3, it's not going to be the end of the world. It is a challenge here. So I do want to be able to hit my target and, not take forever doing it. But I still want to be practicing safe trading habits at the same time. So that's going to be that. All right. So going to be doing 100 to 1,000 challenge. The idea is to be able to do another challenge following this, assuming we can pass this challenge, make it from 100 to 1,000. I'd like to then do a challenge from 1,000 to 10,000, which is essentially the same thing, right? Just obviously larger capital. So that's the plan. I would like to get that going. We'll see how long it takes. I am curious to see how long that would take. Yeah. It'll be interesting, chat. What do you guys think? Let me know down below. If you guys have any questions as well, let me know. I put a new trading journal in the chat. You guys can see the Nightbot sent that in a message. I think it's also down below in the description. It's obviously pretty bare. There's no trades in it because we started the new trading journal up for this challenge. All right. And I used Notion instead of Google Drive. We'll see how that goes. I think it's just a cleaner, better looking journal overall, and I should be able to do more with it over time. It's not a finished product. I'll add to it, but that'll be that. All right, I'll add my trades to that journal. I'll try and keep it the best I can. I've added some more details so I can take better note of my trades that I'm taking. Let me actually take a look at it. And yeah, so I'll be keeping track of the trade number. So like first trade, second trade, third trade for the challenge, etc. I should probably include a link to the stream, but I'll add that afterwards. I got the date, I got the pair, the bias, whether I'm biased towards up or down, buy or sell, the session, the time frame, whether it's a buy or a sell, the risk that I use on that trade percentage wise, the outcome, win, lose, break even, the net profit and loss. So how much did I profit from that at the end, all said and done. I think I just overcomplicated my journal beforehand, and it wasn't put together too well. So this one will be a little bit better. I like net P&L a little bit better because, it doesn't really matter how I close or how much I close when. I can just, kind of add that up and put that number in there. And then I have a section to take a screenshot of the chart of the setup, like right after I enter the trade before it's played out, and then a screenshot of the chart with the outcome, whether that plays out well or loses. Now, that's the part that I don't usually do. I tried to do it for a period, but then it just got out of date and I hadn't done it with every trade. So I'm going to try and remember to do that and keep up to date with that as well as I can. But that'll be the deal for now. All right. Whatever I have marked up on here on GJ is just what I had last up on stream last week. So you don't have to pay too much mind to this. I can actually update this. What I had was a trend line setup marked up here where I said if we see the trend line break and this resistance break as well, I can start to look for the buy. I wanted the resistance broken as well because obviously here we have some resistance and we could see it break the trend line and then, not break this level, which is what happened, and then fall from there. So yeah, that's what happened. Ended up breaking below this level where I said I would look for sell if support is broken. So now that that's the situation we're seeing, be looking for something like this. I want to see it. Well, it is pulling back. So now that it's pulling back, I'm going to wait and see if we can see some resistance found, whether that's down in this area, a little bit higher. As long as we see some nice resistance found and it stays below some resistance up in this area, that would be ideal. And I could possibly look for the sell to come back down further. But if it were to re-break above, then I'll hold off the sell and probably hold off the buy at least for the time being, and we'll see how things go from there. You know, we could end up seeing that trend line breakout play out hypothetically. So yeah. See gold on support level. Yeah, I'll take a look at it in just a sec. Actually, I'll go ahead and do that now. Okay, so gold said that I was looking for a buy above resistance, which was this level, which obviously happened. And then I said, if we saw this trend line broken and support broken as well, then I could look for a sell. That was more so just there to let you guys know that if we saw that happen, then this is what I would do. Wasn't expecting that to happen, at least at that time, but yeah. And yeah, so last time I was on stream, I was down in this area. I marked up the lower time frame trend line play. You know, whether that was for an entry or just indicating the direction we could see it move from there, because I really wasn't going to end up looking for an entry here. It just kind of blew through this. Wasn't anything too big there. Just I just was able to mark up a trend line and use that to help determine where I believed it was going to move from there. So it did carry on up pretty strong, and it's continued to do so. So at the moment, I mean, as it does what it's doing, where it's kind of just making higher highs and higher lows, I'm probably not going to touch it right now. It is pulling back down, approaching some support down here. So if we were to see this broken, maybe I could look for something like this, right? But if it's not, we could see it bounce and carry on up, right? It could do lots of things, right? If we see it respect as support, it could carry on all the way back up. It could, you know, test this level a couple more times. It could really do anything, right? There's no point in me trying to predict that because it's going to do what it's going to do. So moral of what I'm trying to say is if this is broken, I can start to look for some sort of sell. And if it holds up, I can start to look for some sort of buy, all right, to simplify my explanation here. And, you know, the technicalities of that are going to depend on what we see happen. And I can get more specific with that as it plays out because, yeah, I'm not trying to predict what's going to happen here. I'm trying to react to what's, you know, happening in the moment. And right now, I don't have anything concrete enough for an entry opportunity. It's too early. So that's the deal. All right, I'm not locked in on any buys or sells. Just going to react for either the buy or the sell, depending on, you know, what happens. What do I think of Bitcoin long? I'll pull up this Bitcoin chart wherever it went. I mean, that's a hard question for me to answer, right? I mean, long term, I like Bitcoin going up. Like, I believe in the crypto thing, and I'd love to see the cryptos carry on up further, and I do think we can see that happen. So that's the short answer. In terms of the short term, you know, day-to-day stuff with Bitcoin, I don't really trade that. I mean, I don't actually hold Bitcoin personally anyways, but I do trade or hold crypto. So I look at Bitcoin a little bit as the leader in that, you know? But yeah, so to answer your question, longer term, I'm, you know, like if I'm buying and holding and setting it and forgetting it, then I'm looking at it long. And shorter term, you know, it could carry on down further, it could go on up. It's hard for me to say. I do believe there's more upwards movement in it, you know, in the somewhat short term, but, you know, I don't know if it's going to make some lows before that, come down and test some support again before wanting to push that up. We'll have to wait and see, right? The thing with this is that there's so much that can affect this type of thing. And yeah, I also don't put too much focus into that. So yeah, it's not my area of expertise on the day-to-day of trading this type of thing. But if we are looking at the chart as well and putting a lot more focus into that, then, I mean, yeah, it's been carrying on down a little bit. I do like to keep in mind the fact that I am thinking it's going to go on up long term. So with that in mind, I mean, if it were to start to push on back up over like 100,000 here in this area, at that point, I would start to be looking at it carrying on back up. But up until that point, I mean, we could see it, you know, test some resistance, ultimately struggle to break and possibly fall down a little bit lower before seeing it move up. So my thoughts on it are if we do see it break up like above 100,000, that's when I'd start to look at it moving back up. So if it is a short-term type of trading play, that's when I'd start to be looking for it. In terms of long-term holdings, I mean, it doesn't really matter. I guess the lower you can get in, better, right? Because, I mean, at least for what I'm thinking with it, because I do think it's long-term going up. That's my take on it, right? Yeah. Hope that helps. Chat, if you guys have any more questions, feel free. Any other pairs as well. Other than that, I'll explain a little bit more about the challenge. I'll go into it a bit because I got sidetracked. So, like I said, I wanted to bring the challenge over to the stream. I mean, I want to do a challenge in general. I figured the streaming is probably a better way to do it than a video. It's just easier, and yeah, I just think it'll be better. You know, I think the live aspect brings a nice touch to it. So, gonna do it live. We'll see what happens. I'll keep track of the results in the trading journal, and I'll also probably put a few things up on the screen, like I don't know, maybe where I'm at on that journey. So, you know, from like where my account balance is at between 100 and 1,000, whatever. We'll figure that out, and I'll obviously make adjustments. It doesn't have to be concrete, set in stone. But yeah, the general premise is that I'm going to start doing the $100 to $1,000 trading challenge live. Excuse me. And we'll see how that goes, right? Am I guaranteeing that's going to go well? No, but it's $100, so we'll have some fun. We'll see how it goes. I'm going to use it as an opportunity to experiment as well. You know, I'll probably take some lower time frame trades, some quicker positions, probably just try and be a little bit more actively trading on the stream for a couple hours when I'm live with you guys. Now, the stream schedule for this, I'm not going to be telling you guys it's going to be New York session and the Asian session every single day. I'll aim to stream, you know, like 3 to 6 times a week, all right? I mean, to start out, okay? So we'll get going. We'll stream a couple times a week when it feels like a good opportunity, but I'm not going to be forcing the streams and forcing trades. We'll just take this challenge legit, see how it goes. And my approach going in, I'll, you know, reiterate this throughout the stream so you guys know. But, you know, it is a challenge. I do want to obviously go from 100 to 1,000. That's the goal. So I'm not going to over risk and blow my account. But at the same time, risking 0.5% per trade, which, you know, isn't a bad idea, but is, in my opinion, something better to do with a larger account, right? If you have a lot of capital, then low risk can still result in obviously a safe and protected account, but larger profits, right? So when you're trading with a small account, it's going to take forever, and you're also not going to see any gains, right? At least it'll take a long time. So my risk will probably be a little bit higher, but not dumb. Like, I'm not going to be blowing my account in 2 trades, and we'll see how it goes. It'll be fun. The goal is obviously to hit that 1,000, and then we'll start the new challenge up and try and go from 1,000 to 10,000. If we can hit that, we'll see what we can do with it, right? We'll keep going, right? I think that'd be fun, and it just adds a little bit of, you know, something extra to the streams, which I think we've been missing, and I'm excited. I'm excited. What do you guys think? How do I hold my trades over a few days? Do you mean like how am I comfortable doing that? And if that is what you mean, I mean, first things first, obviously taking bigger setups, so I know that they take longer to play out, and I'm comfortable letting it play out. Secondly, I'm not too emotionally attached to what I'm doing. I'm just kind of doing it and then reacting to what happens, right? Not all my trades go that long. When they do, at that point, I'm usually risk-free and just letting it do its thing. If I'm not, then it's not always the most pleasant and comfortable time. I do have low risk and good risk management consistently, so I'm never like stressing in that sense. But yeah, I mean, one thing I know is that like when you're super engaged and excited about your trading and like invested in what you're doing, I mean, for lack of a better way of explaining it, I understand like the constant urge to be doing something with the trading and on the charts. But, you know, I'm at a point where like I'm happy to just do what I got to do and, you know, do it how I normally do it, find my setups, take my trades, and then just let them do its thing. Like, I'm not too locked in. I'm very good at stepping away from the charts now and just going about my life in other areas when I'm not on the charts and just letting it do its thing. And yeah, I've just found a good balance with that. And it hasn't always been that way, right? But, you know, been streaming for a couple years at this point. You know, the last couple months hasn't been too consistent, but, you know, we had like at least a year and a half, almost 2 years of consistent streams, and you just kind of get into a routine and figure it out, you know? So that's kind of that aspect of it. But I do want to start trading the shorter term, lower time frame trades a little bit more on the stream. So we'll see what we can do and if we can introduce that nicely back in, all right? I'm going to mark up this chart here for you guys. Okay, so if support breaks, can start looking for a sell. If support holds, can I am liking gold carrying on up. I mean, generally, long term, short term, I mean, it's been looking pretty good as well, but it also has moved quite a bit, so it could be looking to pull back a little bit further. So yeah, I mean, that's just my opinion, which doesn't really have any effect on what I'm actually going to be doing, because simply going to be just waiting and seeing what we see happen here. All right, we know what I'm looking at. If the support holds, you can look for the buy. If the support breaks, you can look for the sell. Now I know that seems vague. I mean, if support breaks, you can look for the sell is pretty self-explanatory, but in terms of the buy, support holding, that could be a little bit tough, just because obviously right now it's technically holding. So you might be asking, when is it the right time to buy, right? So if that's what you're wondering, I mean, I like to go to the lower time frames to assist in obviously my view of what's going on and see how things are playing out and reacting a little bit more zoomed in, right? So if we go down to the 15 and the 5, we do see a nice bounce off of this level. So that's obviously good. So far, we are seeing a pretty good support level rejection and this holding up. But it's 8:23. We got about 6.5 minutes till the 30-minute closes. So I'm going to probably want to wait and see what happens with that, get this nice candle closure, because it obviously could, in the next 6 minutes, push back down, you know, give us that lower closure or even break, right? I would like to wait for that closure with it being, you know, right around the corner. 4-hour chart, I also want to take a look at. So basically, I like to look around the different time frames and see how things are looking all across the board, because I do like them to kind of be working together as opposed to against each other. I don't want to be taking a trade on one time frame because it's looking good, but then I go to the other time frames and it's not, right? So it's important that I take a look, make sure everything's looking pretty nice. And now in terms of the 4-hour, which is going to close soon, that's also why I check it now. We are seeing it come down, continuing with this momentum. And what it's telling me is, yes, we don't have a break here, but I also feel like we could see it at least test a little bit lower, take its time before it's ready to make its move. I don't expect it to move right on up. Now, obviously, that still could happen, in which case I'd be staying out and not touching it. But with the way it's looking right now, the hour's looking like it's obviously got a decent bottom wick, pulling back up. Obviously, I want to wait and see how that closes because a lot can change. But, I mean, yeah, that's really that. Gonna wait for some closures, get a little bit more confirmation on this rejection. And yeah, I don't want to be too early, because if we enter before closures, then, you know, we could end up seeing it close not really looking as good as it was when you entered. So that's why I wait for closure. So like just under 5 minutes on the 30 now and the 15. So if we can get a nice closure, that'll obviously be great. But with the 4-hour closing a little bit later, I might just want to wait on that, because if we are going to see it flip up, I still would probably expect a pullback on that 4-hour, create a bit of a bottom wick, which on the 1-hour would, you know, be the same idea. We get that bottom wick and then see it flip and start to push up. So it is looking good, but, you know, there are a couple steps to it and a little bit of patience that's required. So that's what I got to wait here for. But that's the simple idea. And just to explain now, chat, I'm probably not going to be live today for too long. This isn't a live trading stream. This isn't episode 1 of the series. This is more so the breakdown, the explanation of what's going to be going on and what to expect. And obviously, you know, ask as many questions as you guys want. I want to break down some charts, chat with you guys for a bit. But we're really going to be getting into it a little bit more so in the next one, all right? But like I said, still a great time. If you guys have questions or any charts you want me to take a look at, I'd be happy to. Waiting for GJ. The time to sell will come. Let's see. Yeah, so GJ's been moving down, broke the support, like I said. Just waiting patiently as well, you know, same as gold. Seeing that pullback, just need to get that resistance and see it hold up there, start to flip, and then I'd be good looking for that sell. And that can happen down here, it could happen a little bit higher. It's gonna do what it's gonna do, and I'm here for it. Just gonna be patient, and you know, we see what goes on. All right. Chat, let me know. Did you guys take a look at the new trading journal? Let me know what you guys think. I feel like it's actually pretty cool. I just started using Notion like last month or two, and I really enjoy it. So let me know what you guys think. It's pretty cool. You can have that like ticker at the top where it shows some of the pairs. I put the ones that I most commonly will be looking at here on the chart on stream up there. Just why not? Looks cool. And yeah, I mean, at the bottom, we'll have where we put the trades in. Haven't taken any for the challenge yet, so it is still empty. But I think it's looking pretty good. What do you guys think? Can you copy it? The journal, yeah, you can go ahead. I threw this together. It's not like the finished result of what I'm doing. I didn't throw it together. I took my time, made it nice for what it is, but it's not in its complete stages necessarily. I just wanted to get kind of like the framework and what is at least necessary for it together. So yeah, I mean, by all means, go ahead and copy it. If you can copy it using Notion, I don't know if you can do that. You might be able to. I think you can, but I don't know if you guys are able to with the way you're able to see it. So if you can, go ahead. If you want to go ahead and actually manually copy it, go ahead as well. But I will have an updated version available, you know, that I'm using soon, and I'll probably somehow make it downloadable as well. So yeah, you know, you can stay tuned for that. I'm not going to tell you exactly when that's going to happen because I'm not sure, but it'll be a work in progress pretty much. I'll make some updates to it when I figure out what to add and how I can make it better, because I'm not great with putting Notion together. I just like it, and I'm getting decent with it. So yeah, it's just cool. What are my confluences before taking the trade? So, I mean, generally speaking, I mean, there are different things I'd be looking for. You know, combinations of those are what I'd be looking for depending on the trade, right? So I like to see breakouts, whether that's a trend line breakout or a breakout above some resistance or some support. Also, I like to see those working together as well. So if we can see a trend line breakout as well as a break of resistance or support that kind of go together. And I'm trying to see if I can find an example for you. Well, that's not the best example. Yeah, this is an example. So, right, we have a trend line here. We get that breakout, have the resistance here as well. We break that resistance as well. We test that as support, and then it carries on up, all right? Something like that. So I like to see some breakouts. I definitely like to see some break and retest as well. So I want to see a resistance turn into a support, for example, or a support turn into a resistance. This is this resistance level being tested and turned into a support here before we see that flip. Nice move. And yeah, I really try to simplify it, keep it basic and not overcomplicate it. And yeah, I just want to be able to repeat what I'm doing. And it is going to look different from trade to trade, so that obviously makes it challenging, right? But the more you do it, the more reps, the better it turns out. And yeah, you know, also being able to manually trade that live and close when you need to and adjust your trade when necessary and how necessary. It plays into it, but yeah. So we got that closure on the 30. Right now, like I said, I think we'll probably see a bottom wick and then, I mean, maybe flip and come back up. Doesn't necessarily happen in the same candle. We'll see. Also, it doesn't necessarily play out like that, but I wouldn't be surprised if we did see that, and that's why I wouldn't want to be rushing into anything. But overall, the setup looks pretty good. I mean, yeah, let's see what goes on. All right. Yeah, no problem, no problem. So yeah, chat, that's pretty much that. I guess I broke down what's going to be happening for the challenge upcoming. Super, super pumped about what's to come. I think it'll be fun. Haven't really done something like that here on the challenge, on the channel. So we'll see how that goes. If it goes well, we'll hop into the next one. Right, we'll go from 1,000 to 10,000. If it goes bad, maybe I'll try again, or I'll just go straight to the 1,000 to 10,000. We'll see what goes on. But yeah, we'll figure it out from there. All right, it'll be nice. And I will be keeping you guys updated on when I'm going to be starting that, when we're going to be going live next. It'll either be today or tomorrow, okay? So I'll let you guys know in the Telegram group. If you're in there, you'll see the update. And yeah, it'd be cool. If you guys have any last questions or charts, feel free to put them down in the description, or in the chat. Why not online in so many days? Good question. It's just, honestly, it's just hard to get back into the rhythm. You know, I was so used to doing it daily and I was in a good system, just had it going. Then it just became less consistent. And yeah, I just got to get back into the rhythm with it, you know? That's pretty much it. I mean, I have been doing some other things outside of the streaming a little bit as well, but you know, I would like to get back into it. So that's going to be the goal. I don't think I can sustainably keep it up as much as I was doing it. That's also part of it, you know, doing it as much as I was, you know, it's easy to burn out and, you know, start rethinking what you're doing when you're streaming that much. So I'm going to try and come up with a good schedule, you know, whether that's daily, like New York session, daily during the Asia session, you know, alternating, like, you know, between the different sessions, you know, on different days. We'll figure it out. We'll come up with a good schedule, but for now, I'm just going to try and, you know, ease my way into getting more and more streams each week. So we're live today. I'll try and be back tonight. If not tonight, then tomorrow. You know, we'll figure that out. But like I said, I'll update you guys in the Telegram. Yeah, me too. I miss being here chatting with you guys. Had a great time doing it, and I feel like I forgot how much I enjoyed actually streaming here and chatting with you guys. So yeah, it's great to be back. Yep, 100 to 1,000. That's going to be the challenge. Not going to be a single day challenge. We're going to ongoing try and turn 100 into 1,000. I've done it several times. I've done it in one trade. I've done it in multiple trades. But those aren't me practicing, you know, good trading habits. That's me, you know, seeing a setup I like and just throwing my account at it, right? So that's not what I plan on doing here. No real point in doing that. I'm either going to lose it or, you know, demonstrate that I can do it with poor trading habits, which doesn't really do much, right? I want to do the best I can. I'll probably up the risk a little bit, but try and get it done in a reasonable amount of time, being safe with my balance, obviously, because, you know, 1 to 2% risk is good. 3 to 4% risk is, you know, higher, but at the end of the day, you know, I still have to lose a ton of trades consecutively and, you know, do quite bad consistently in order to blow an account with that kind of risk, right? So you get the idea. That'll be the plan, and then from there, like I said, if I can pass it, I'd love to go to the next challenge, turn that 1,000 into 10,000, just scale it up, why not? And if not, then we'll figure something out from there. We'll either try again, try a new challenge, whatever it is. For how many days? In terms of the challenge, how many days? Like I said, no target, no amount. We're just gonna go with the flow. It takes as long as it takes. And yeah, I mean, if you guys get tired of the challenge at some point, then let me know, and obviously we can change it up, right? If it's dragging on. But I think it'll be fun, and, you know, it could be a good way to demonstrate, you know, a more realistic type of trading online with you guys, because some of you guys might be only starting out with such a low account balance, and it could show you guys, like, hey, you really can get moving with $100, you know, whether that's just building some skills or, you know, flipping and scaling your trading account, right? So we'll see what goes on. But one thing to keep in mind, you know, if you can go from 100 to 1,000, you can go from 1,000 to 10,000, and, you know, so on, right? I'm not trying to do it in one day. We're going to do it safely. We're going to scale that account in a proper way, and we'll see how it goes. You know, we can experiment with the trading style a little bit. I'm going to obviously maintain my strategy and whatnot, but I can start looking for some shorter time frame trades, some quicker things. We'll see. We'll experiment, take it day to day, and yeah. That'll be that. So, Chad, if you guys have any last questions or pairs, feel free to throw it down. And, yeah, we'll wrap it up with that, all right? Like I said, not going to be starting the challenge today with this one. This is just the, I guess, breakdown explanation of what's to expect and what's to come. And, obviously, a nice little catch-up chat session with you guys and some charts to break down as well. So, yeah, any few last charts you guys have, feel free to drop them in the chat, and I'll pull it up. And, yeah, same goes with the questions. If you have any, now's the time. Otherwise, I'll let you guys know when I'm back live in Telegram, all right? Oh, by the way, the thumbnail I use for the stream, you know, the same one, or one of the same few that I always use, I will be changing that for this challenge. I haven't gotten the thumbnail yet. Whether I make it or have it made, I haven't done that yet, so gonna switch it and, you know, have them as the different one moving forward. So keep an eye for that. I mean, I guess I just send the link to you guys in the Telegram anyways. So for those of you guys who find it that way, it doesn't really matter. But anyone who stumbles in from YouTube, if you guys are looking for the stream and it's not looking like this, that's because obviously we're changing it to the challenge thumbnail, which I'll have ready when it's ready. So yeah, chat, that's going to be that. It looks like there's no more charts, no more questions in the chat. So we'll wrap things up here. I don't want this one to drag on. And yeah, we're seeing it flip here. Actually, let me give you guys a little bit of an update. 22 minutes till the 4-hour closure. 30 minutes flipping, hours flipping up, 15 obviously the same. So with what we're seeing here, it's looking decent. Getting a nice bigger bottom wick on the 4-hour. I do want to still wait. I wouldn't be rushing in here personally, just because we can get that closure and then we see this wick fill on the next candle, right? Whether that's just testing it and creating a bottom wick or gonna carry on down. So I want to be careful with that as it's pulling up on the lower time frames here. Does look nice, but I'm still gonna wait on this anyway. So that's my explanation, a little bit of an update on this trade or on this setup. But yeah, that's going to wrap this stream up, everyone. I really appreciate you guys for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed it. A little bit of an update for what's to come. And yeah, we're going to be starting this challenge up on the next stream. So I'll see you guys there. I'll keep you guys posted. And I also do plan on having some videos up on the channel, as we go through this as well. So stay tuned for that as well. If you guys want those updates, they're in the Telegram. And yeah, that's going to wrap it up, everyone. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. If you're going to be trading, hope you guys have some nice opportunities today as well. And I'll see you guys in the next one. All right, everyone, take care.